G'day guys, it's Calvin from the Cartoon Company in New Zealand. Beside me is a piece of aluminium with a laser cut piece that's been welded to it. And I've had these made up. I've been making these airflow meter adapters for quite some time. We've actually got Mark 1. This was Mark 1, where we had 2 welds in it. You can see we put 2 welds in it. And then we did a Mark 2. And that one's just got little titties welded on the end, and it's a little bit short. We chose then to make the Mark 3, made them a little bit longer, and that allows them, of course, they can be welded into intake pipes if necessary. Just cut the bead off, or they can be shortened, cut to shorter, a little bit more universal, a little bit more user-friendly for a lot of the jobs that we're doing. And we made them because so often people don't have the airflow meter, the correct airflow meter for the 1UZ, the Vvti, and they run JDM from 97, US 98 model year, through to 2000. I said in the UCF 20 Vvti and the 151 Crown. There's probably some GSs that have it as well, and some SC 400s that have the VVTIs that run the same airflow meter. And as you can see, we did have quite a number made up. We've got the airflow meters, so we also have the airflow meter. Let's have a look in here. Have I not even cut this box open? Just while I'm opening this up, I'm sitting on another box that is a factory-powered manual UZ vehicle. They put it in a little bag. So there we have a brand new, genuine Toyota airflow meter. Okay, you'll notice it's got the big wide holes. I've got one out of the bag. I've got a second-hand one out of the bag. We'll have a look at that. But I generally try to keep new airflow meters in stock as well. Here is the factory airbox they come in. This one had the big round air filter on it, airbox on it. This is off a UCF 20, and this was off a 151 Crown. Now they have a gasket. They have a small rubber gasket which you can see factory fits in this groove. Okay, and then do they have the proper bolts in there? We'll cut this open, we'll have a look. So that is the proper gasket. I do not know where you get those gaskets, so if you've lost it, I don't have a solution right at this point in time. There's the proper bolts. You can see they are shanked, so to put the correct crush where the airflow meter bolts on. If you see stuff like this, it's a suggestion that someone possibly didn't know quite what they were doing. So that's a no-no, guys. That's a no-no. Now when you look at this, you'll see it'll slip in here. Now, I would have to push that really hard to put it in. And that's because there's actually a couple of little cutouts in here which allow this to only go in one way. This goes to the engine. If we look in here, so that's towards the engine. Well, that bit's on the engine side. So the airflow goes in through that piece there. Proper shank bolts. We'll just put them in there for the moment. So you can see in the past we would cut these off, trim them to put access to rubber tubes onto here. Same as this one. This one's going to a customer. I just happened to get one as a bit of a spare. And again, it'll be cut off there, and he'll fit that into the airstream. But in doing that, of course, it does allow him again to put it in backwards. So it's very important that the air flows into that end. Can we get a good shot? That end there. Okay, right there. Yep, that bit. Into the holes. So when you're mounting these up, we haven't put the little cutouts in here because it doesn't matter, because look, I could put the airflow meter in this way, right, and then I could turn it round and it's backwards, because it's, you know, like this end's the same as that end. So do make sure that you mount them correctly. It's a nice tidy solution and helps out if you don't have that housing, or the factory plastic housing isn't going to do the job. On our ones, we also don't use the rubber gasket. So we have measured up, got it all correct, and I just pop a little tiny bit of a sealant. Generally I use a Loctite product, 518 Loctite, put it in, and then I have got these big bolts. And I'm not sure why this one didn't have the bolts with it, but then we put the cap screws in like that to hold the airflow meter in place. We've used big headed bolts, big threaded bolts, to minimise the lack of alignment, or the alignment issues. But we've had really good results. We just hold it in place, do those bolts up tight. I've already been sending these out around the world, but if you are stuck for a solution for your airflow meters, give us a yell. I'm hoping to have some stock in the UK very, very soon of the bodies. Airflow meters, generally pretty easy for us to get over here, but we can also supply them as well. So I hope that's been helpful. I'm off now to actually test one of these on an engine, because I've got one that I have to supply with one of the looms that I have just finished wiring. Hey, so I hope that's been helpful. We'll talk to you again soon. Catch you later.